What up? I'm Ellis Williams, and this is On the Record. Today we're sitting down with Leah Ashton, an artist bringing heart and honesty into her music. We're getting into her track Not Backing Down, a record about perseverance, growth, and staying the course even when things get tough. This song is all wrapped in an organic sound that feels great for powerful, uplifting moments. So, let's dive in, unpack, and get on the record with Leah Ashton. All right, Leah, welcome to the show. So happy for you to be
Hello.
here.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with an icebreaker that
Okay.
you're probably not prepared for, but we'll
Oh
see.
boy.
We'll see.
Oh
We'll see.
boy. We'll
Okay.
see.
Okay. So this is gonna be a good one. So it's been an incredible season so far, this spring season. Uh, if you could describe your season right now in one word, what would it be?
My season like of life of
Yeah,
of
of life, career,
uh,
whatever. How would you just wrap it up in one word?
oh my gosh. You really are
I know.
throwing me for one here. Um Anticipation.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
I'm interested in what is going to happen next with a
No,
bit of anticipation.
I love it. I love it. If I had to make up a word, it would probably be a burrito. It would
Oh,
be it would
well,
be
hopefully that
it
means you're
would be a
like
Tex
cozy and
Mex.
rolled up.
Yeah, like it's just everything just rolled up into one. It's just a bunch of stuff thrown in there, but all together, it's amazing. Separate is like it's okay, but all
Yeah.
together, it's just like,
But
oh
roll it
yes,
up in a
yeah,
tortilla.
yeah. Come on
That's
now,
what you
let's
want.
go. Flour, gotta be flour for me. I'm not about
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
corn stuff. I
I
can't do
respect that. I respect
that.
that.
All right, so we're gonna hop right into it. Okay.
Amazing.
So the one thing I really love about all your music is that it's organic, all live instruments.
Yeah.
It's all there. As a trumpet player myself, every time I hear your music, I'm like, oh, I want to be in that room right now, just jamming with you
Yes.
guys.
Yes. Join
So
us, please.
look, okay, next time I come to LA, I'm hitting you up for
Yes.
sure.
Yes. Oh my
Um,
gosh.
so when it came to just like putting the song "Not Backing Down" together, the arrangements, pulling the people together, like what would that experience like? What were you just like? It just came to you and you said, "Hey, we got to do this. What do you guys think?" How was that experience?
Yeah. Uh I this song in particular was one of the first songs I had written after taking kind of a hiatus from working on my artist project. I was still working as a musician, but like as a hired kind of independently contracted vocalist, more than as an artist and a songwriter. And so this was a song that kind of made me feel like, ooh, maybe I want to kind of dip my toes back into the artist world again because it's been a while. And so I wrote it, I think it was maybe like 2019-ish, and along with a handful of other songs. And I was feeling excited about, trying to get some recordings done for the first time in a long time of my own songs. And I scheduled studio time for March of 2020. And we all know what happened in March of 2020. So that ended up getting postponed until later that year when we were kind of everybody was just a little bit more like comfortable with
Yeah.
how to approach in-person things. We masked up and we stayed apart and whatnot. But I'm very fortunate to know some fantastic musicians, and I got to call on some of my favorite musicians who also happen to be some of my favorite people,
Hmm.
and that's always such a joy for me. I had a good friend of mine create some background vocals, and then I had we there were some of us who recorded vocals, separately. Um, my husband is actually a saxophone player, and he arranged a horn part for it. So it was a it was an interesting experience, that particular song being recorded at that particular time,
Yeah.
where it was, it was a hard time for everybody. And to find a way to create some music and be in person safely, carefully, but be in person and add the sprinkles of people who weren't in person to create a track, was really exciting. And then uh, that ended up being the song was actually the first single off of what ended up being my first full-length album.
Wow.
So
That
it
was a good
was,
one to start with, for
yeah.
sure. When I hear, and this is the thing I always say about like using real instruments and kind of going old school. You could probably tell by now I'm an old school guy, but
Me
it's
too.
I felt so many different things when I heard this track. When I listened to it, I immediately thought of one of those movies or an opening to a movie with that horn. Da, 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 da. Like I just felt like I was listening to something that maybe maybe like a Billy Joel might have wrote or arrangement or something for like a
Yeah,
film, maybe like mid to late '80s or something, where it's just
totally.
opening. You know, like maybe I don't know, maybe even like I don't know, just something in New York. You know, kind of feel and then when you read the lyrics, you're just like, oh, this is very relevant, you
Hmm.
know, especially to a lot of people that's in the industry. So that's kind of a great segue to the next question.
Yes.
So like some of the lines you had like I've been doing this for years. I'm like, amen,
Yeah.
preach, right? You know, I fought through every tear, all of that stuff. Like now, I know there's some personal stuff going on there. Was it
Sure.
personal? You just
Oh
had
yeah.
to put a lot of that in there.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, it was, a period of time where I was feeling inspired to return to this artist project and writing songs, recording songs, releasing songs, and I had taken a hiatus from that for a while, and um I've been working as a professional musician of sorts, an artist, a songwriter for like 20 years, which is funny because I'm only 25, so I
What?
don't know how
No,
that math
where?
works, but
What?
I have literally been at this for years, and anybody who has a career in the arts, is a creative person making that creativity into a career, knows that it's a roller coaster, and
Uh, no,
there's,
for sure, for
really
sure.
exciting moments that feel like you're on top of the world, and then there's some really not
Yeah.
easy, not fun moments. And so, um, and it doesn't have to just be a career in the arts that you have that kind of roller coaster ride that you're on, but it's just like, yeah, it was just a moment of like, man, I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm still here, and I'm still doing it, and I'm trying to make the most of it. The line I like the most from that song is, I beg my heart to keep beating. Like, this
Mm,
is what I love, and I'm just trying to keep on keeping on.
yes.
And
No, that's
but I
very
you know I
true.
hope it can be a message of inspiration for people, no matter your career, no matter what it is that you are striving for, that's
Yeah, for sure.
that
I
can still
love that.
be
I
a
love that. Like,
message of inspo.
I could definitely hear it being used for some like inspiring moments.
Yeah.
When you initially, well, I guess I'll say this because sometimes when we write a song and then once it's actually, you know, recorded and then we're listening back to like, oh wow, this came from my brain. Like did you get any ideas of, oh, this now I can see where this could be placed or how this could be used for sync.
Yeah, I think it's just because of its intentional positive message, and the like pep talk aspect of it. Um yeah, like you're saying, like I didn't necessarily write it with the intent of sync, but in hindsight, once it is a created piece that's out there, you're like, okay, what kind of spaces could this be used in? And I think, you know, like you were saying, a movie or a TV show where a character is like
Hmm.
overcoming something, that
Yeah.
they're in a hard moment, but they're choosing to like
Oh.
stick with whatever they're sticking with, going after
Oh
the
my
dream they're going
goodness.
after. I had a friend, actually, one of the first times I played this song live, a friend of mine was like, I want this to be in like a Disney Channel show. Not necessarily like a Disney cartoon, but like a Disney Channel show where tell the kids to keep on
Hmm.
keeping on kind of thing. I'm like, all right.
No, no, I
I'll
feel
take
that.
it. I'll take it.
Yeah, no, definitely. MGM, Sony, all of you guys
Right.
out there listening. Listen to the intro. The intro of this song is like for me the best thing. I just think of the song plays, the screen is dark, then you see the logo pop up, and then it transition into, you know, whatever you know the opening scene is. Like that's how
Totally.
I always envision this
I
song
love
when I
it.
hear it.
I love
And yeah, like
it.
it's a
Sounds good to
beautiful
me.
thing. All right. Look, so when it comes to performing, I know um uh I would try to find a video because I know I was like, oh, I have to hear this live. You know, I have to hear how this sounds live. What was it like the first time you performed this this song live with an audience? How did they receive it?
Um, the first it was a really exciting moment because again, it was when I performed this live for the first time, it was also the first time in LA that I had put on a full band show of my own of original music.
Yeah.
I'd been performing and playing all over LA for years and years, but as far as like this is a Leah Ashton show with Leah Ashton music
Mhm.
with, a band of my choosing, that was the first time. This was again like right before the pandemic where that all stopped for a little while, but that was uh it was exciting to debut a new song for the first time in a really long time. And of course, the room was full of friends and supportive folks who of course, were
Yeah.
very kind. A very kind audience.
Very
um
nice.
but this one is fun to perform live, especially when the full band is there and I've got the horn section, and especially if I'm in a big enough space where I can have vocalists with me
Mhm.
live as well. We like stretch out the bridge where there's a little vocal vamp that
Yeah.
happens, and we stretch that out and get like the crowd singing, and I can have fun and like ad lib over the repetitive part of
Ooh.
the vamp. So it's
Oh,
very fun
so
to
so what
perform
you're
live.
saying is, there might be a live version out there that we can even pitch as well.
Yeah, yep, for sure, for
Cool, cool.
sure.
All right, so yeah, I think we definitely made the point that this song is a very inspiring song. We want the listeners, music supervisor, anyone, when they hear it to think of like, yeah, this is very inspiring. This is great to push that element of whatever the media is, related to just positivity and moving forward. So someone who's never heard you before and they heard this song, and they want to know, oh man, where should I go next? What would you recommend from your catalog? Even stuff you might have written for other people.
Sure. So like the next step of like, okay, this is my first intro to Leah Ashton. What
Hmm.
else is okay? Wow, I like this question. Well, I guess like I mentioned, this song was the first single off of what ended up being my first full length album. So I would point them to my first full length album called Late Bloomer. It came out at the end of 2022. And one of my favorite tracks from that is Better Days. It's kind of got another like positive message, up tempo, funky fun, lots of
Hmm.
horns and vocals. But really anything on Late Bloomer, the album, it was a really special project to me, still is.
Yeah.
So that's what I'd say the next step would be to
For
take.
sure. Yeah, no, for sure. Like we could go ahead and have a whole nother episode talking about every song from what Faded Stars and Stripes to what Meet Me in New Orleans. Like, come on
Yes.
now. Come on now. I
You've been
look, I
listening. I appreciate
oh
it.
look, look, look. I've since the first time I heard it, I was just like, this is like nothing else we have in the catalog at Mirror
Mm,
House. And again, being a horn player, being brought up playing, like full arrangements and
yeah.
stuff that has depth, you're just like, yeah, this grabs me. It
Yeah.
grabs me.
Oh, I'm
So
so
I would hope
glad.
that
Thank
anybody
you.
else that that's looking for that kind of like, what's the word? Just something that's engaging. I feel that really anything on that album is very engaging to check out.
Oh,
From
that's
the
awesome. Thanks.
vocals to the harmonies, horns,
Yep.
all that good. Yeah, it's there. It's all there. And not backing down was again a great choice for a first single to put out
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. Okay, so well, I guess that's kind of all we have today. Like I'm
All
kind of
right.
sad now because I almost want to like talk about the other stuff, but like I said, we're just gonna focus on not backing down. We might have to have you come back and talk about another
We'll
one.
we'll
So
we'll talk some more. We
yeah,
will.
yeah, I know you had
Absolutely.
a Christmas one that came out recently.
Yes. Yes. 2024, like obviously the end of the year.
Mhm.
Holiday EP of five songs. Yes, five
Yeah,
songs. There's only one original song on there. The rest are covers, but it's called Sad Girl Silver Bells, which is a very silly title for a collection of sad songs.
yeah,
But I've always had like a sweet spot for sad, melancholy holiday songs because obviously it's a time
yeah,
of
yeah.
joy and peace and hope and happiness, but like
there's a
Sometimes you just
whole
need to be a little
yeah.
emo about it.
Yeah, no, there's people sleep on the fact that when it comes to Christmas, Valentine's, there's like a whole market of people, probably bigger than the ideal market, that are just like, I will listen to anything else
Yeah. Right.
than what's on the radio right now. Just,
Right. Right.
and yeah, no, for sure. Like there's something there. So anyway, thank you so much, Leah. You've been awesome. It's been a great
Thank you for
conversation to
chatting.
have
This
you.
has been lovely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And we will catch you hopefully on the next On the Record very, very soon.
Yeah, let's do it. Sounds
All
good.
right. Cool,
All
cool.
right, thanks.
Stay connected with us on YouTube and Instagram for exclusive content, behind the scenes access, and the latest releases. For more in depth updates, stories, and insights, be sure to follow us on Substack. So, have a great rest of your day. Peace.